What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm the middle-aged gamer and you guys as always are amazing. A huge thank you to everyone who's liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. You guys are all amazing and it's because of you guys that I'm able to do what I do. And I really thank you. I am so humbled by the response. Now with that said, let's start today's video with, a little bit of a backstory. 4.5 years ago, I finally got my UKARA, having been a member of Halo Mill in Huddersfield for the last nearly 5 years now. But I eventually got my UKARA after 3 months of officially applying for a membership. And it was kind of like the most happy day that a person can have, because you can finally pick a weapon without having to garishly paint the slide or lower or both, depending on the gun, ridiculous amounts of colors. And because of that, it was a case of, I had to wait to get the really cool guns until I had that UKARA. Here in the UK, it's like I say, it's a valid, I think officially they call it a defense. I think you Americans would probably liken it as a permit. I'll leave that for you guys in the comments. But at the end of the day, it's literally the one little piece of information you need when you're purchasing an airsoft weapon that basically stops them from two-toning the thing and making it look horrible. And that allows replicas like this to be amazing. So with that being said, the first pistol I was able to get was this, the HK45 Tactical. Now, obviously, I wanted to be different. I didn't want to be a 1911 guy or a 2011 guy or a Glock, because you'd start to see a lot of them. And each platform is amazing in their own right, but I just wanted to stand out from the crowd. And as I'm a huge H&K fan, I decided to go down that route and started looking. Now, the USP from KWA, as I said in my other videos, was absolutely rare and couldn't find. So I couldn't get the traditional USP, neither the Mark 23 at this time. So the more modern, because this is kind of like the most recent variant of the USP at the end of the day, is the HK45. And boy, was I in love. As always, I asked my site manager what he recommended for brands, being that KWA had manufactured one and Tokyo Marui had now just launched. Literally, when I got mine, this was one of the first to come in the country. The HK45 Tactical. Now, there was only one color, that's the tan and black, but that's it. If I wanted black, I'd have to go KWA, and they, again, like I say, were not highly recommended at the time by my site manager. He says, if you want to go for your first gun, get a TM. You know it's going to run. 4.5 years later, it's still running. So, with that being said, let's have a look. As always, TM just make these lovely boxes. They are just absolutely phenomenal. So, let's take the lid off. And as we do first, we'll flip it over. As you can see, instruction manuals and bits and bobs are just there in the lid. That's how they come. For some reason, mine never came in a poly bag like you would normally expect. But oh well. So shove that off to the side. Now, when you look at TM, they know how to present you with a weapon. They know what you kind of like are going to expect, and they just always hit that standard. Now, this does come with the suppressor. So when you open it, you get your lovely box, plain and simple, the brand of the gun and the model and make, as you would say. You get your gun, your suppressor, your thread protector, a spare backstrap, and the magazine. Now, in this little part is going to be your barrel plug, your little bag of BBs, and your dry fire adapters for the magazine. Now, the magazine holds 28 rounds, which is a really decent capacity. You've got a lovely backstrap that's fitted already with the medium. You get the large here at the side, just so that you can get the grip fitted to you. So let's pull that up and let's take that off. Yeet. Okay. So as you can see, this thing is just phenomenal. You've got all the, the markings you could want. You have your HK45 here on the lower grip. It is also replicated on the other side. You have, if we can get that into light for you, your serial number is here. Your proof markings are there. A HK45, 45 auto. It doesn't say tactical down the side like I've seen on some of the new VFC ones, because like I say, it depends on where it was manufactured. And then you've got on your breech, you get HK45, your serial number, which all matches to your serial number underneath. If we can get that here, there we go. Underneath, as always, you get your warning, which is on the real steel. I love the fact that you don't really see very much. You've got a tiny seam line here and here for the frame, but other than that, it's great. Now, that's one thing I noticed as well with this gun, is when you see this gun out of the box, as you were saying, you pick it up for the first time. I said it in my VP9, these finger grooves just feel absolutely amazing. They allow you to point the weapon properly and keep it straight in your hand. Many guns with the flat edge tend to come out and you have it at a crooked angle. So therefore, when you are shooting and you go to, you're doing it all quick and fast and you shoot the guy in front, but because it was slightly off and the distance usually, you're missing to the left of him, and that allows your target to shoot you first, and that sucks. So having a gun that can point, obviously you can negate that with training, but it is still a muscle memory. In shock and in adrenaline and all this stuff, it does affect the way that people shoot. Now, here you've got your ambi mag release. Yes, it's a paddle mag. It's the European style, which, to be honest with you, the extended leads on the side, it's just so nice. It doesn't matter whether you're button or that. It's already in the natural place for where you would have your button. You can just pull down and do it. It's not really much of a stretch, and it's still comfortable to use. It's full metal mag release, metal trigger, which is a dual action and single. You have your long double action pull, and then you have your, how do you say, if we go it there, you have your short, crisp, as you would say there, single action. Now, if I pull it back and decock it, yes, the trigger goes back forward, but as you can notice, the hammer doesn't go all the way. It's in a half cock. So you get this now spongy first stage to the second, just a little bit shorter than the second stage, and then you pull it 1, 2, 3, 4. You can now pull the hammer right the way back and boom. So it's more of a 1.5 trigger once you've decocked the hammer than it is a two-stage trigger. I should say a dual action trigger like that. Okay. Speaking of which, you have your safety, fire, and decock is down. It is ambi on both sides, full metal as well, which is awesome. You have your ambi slide, stop, and release, which is awesome. You got your, hang on a sec, your metal flash, I would say thread suppressor. So let's take that off. So yeah, it's a really good gun, you know. Now, I love your 3-dot sights. I do love the little forward angle cut here on the sights, if we can get that in for you. You can see it's like an aggressive little front angle. That's so that you can get your belt in there and rack it, which is cool. If you're playing those realism modes, like where your arm gets shot, your arm doesn't work, etc., which we do here in the UK a lot, it is awesome. Now, with that being said, as you can see, here's your magazine. Whack that in the gun. And that immediately, once your mag's in, the gun is hefty. It's nice. Feels like you've got something substantial. Then you've got your suppressor. Now, I've had this, like I say, for 4 years. It's been running on my USP Tactical and the Mark 23 a lot. As you can see, you get the lovely wear marks as it's been slung around the kit bag. It is an aluminum suppressor, which has, like I say, full metal end caps and threads, which is brilliant. And inside, as you can see, it's full of these foam little baffles, which allow it to muffle the sound. And believe it or not, it does actually work. So if you make sure the space correctly and run this on your gun, it will really take about 40% of the actual noise off your gun. And this having a very snappy recoil, that's all you're hearing, and it makes people go, oh my God, it's kind of cool. So with that being said, let's take this out to the chronograph and we'll see how it does outside. Well, that was a great chrono test, average of 300 FPS. Now let's scoot it back to about 15 meters, thereabouts, and let's see what the accuracy is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one just slightly high. That's probably a me, but brilliant. Okay, so that was awesome. 300 FPS is your average on green gas, and yeah, this is ran 4 years, 2 months thereabouts on green gas. One thing I can tell you as well, I have never replaced any internal parts. They're exactly the originals that came with the gun. There's been no replacement at all. The only thing I've ever done is purchase more mags, which has been brilliant. Now, before we do that, let's drop the mag. That's now out the gun and kept safe. These are just nice hefty mags. But yeah, and if we drop the slide like that, we'll leave the hammer down. We do know that it's clear. There's no mag in anyway, so it won't fire. Now, what we can do is remove this thread protector. We'll get my English out these days. And we'll slide it back and match there. Just like any Brownie in action. Just pull on that, out comes your slide stop for your left side, pull it all the way back, then slide off. I'm going to put that there for now. Now, as you can see, you really do get, and the one thing I do like about TM is everything they do is polished. You've got your little striker reset, so as you hit there and click, it is nice, smooth and polished, and it runs really nice. It is awesome. That's your part of your safety trigger disconnect, which when your safety is on, that goes down and your trigger will not fire. It will not connect to the bar, but the moment you do that, it will. And as you can see there, that is actually part of the striker. This silver piece here, I don't know if I can get that on film, but let's see if I can get in there a little bit. Oh, come on. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, and if I drop the hammer, there it is. You can just see it there. It is if I was to give you a dimension, imagine like a big Toblerone wedge with the tip of the pyramid chopped down to a 4mm by 5mm tip, and then the actual width is 0.5 centimeter wide by 1.5 centimeters deep. So it's a nice hefty striker, as you were saying there, that the hammer actually does engage and knock into the magazine valve, which is brilliant. You get your lovely rails here, you get your 2 bits here. All this is here that you see in black is metal. Like I say, mixed, metals. Some are steel, some are zinc, some are just die-cast aluminum. It's TM, you don't need it, but it is strong. There is no plate in the actual slide, how I would say the frame. If we put that in, as you can hear, no rattle, just normal wear and tear, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, let's go to the slide side of things. Now, we've taken the thread protector off, so that should help disassembly. As you can see, you get your lovely recoil with your nice rubber buffer here, and it becomes necessary. So to disassemble, just push that forward and pull it up. Now, as you can see, you get your guide rod that's all captive, and you even get your barrel support. What that does is it rests on the outer barrel to keep that in place, which is really good. And once you've done that, we can push forward on that, then angle it up and out. Now, your barrel, it's metal from here, so all this thread all the way up to here is metal. You have your O-ring for seal here, which when it's in there, it will seal and it keeps it nice and stable. It's awesome. It's a traditional Tokyo Marui hop, so all Marui hot parts and so on for their traditionals will work. So yeah, all your Marui bookings, or your Maple Leaf, Lilacs, Garda, whatever brand floats your boat, you can upgrade. I've never had to. I bought a 75-degree booking from Maple Leaf when I bought the gun. I've never installed it. It's still the original. As you can see, it's black. It's the exact same one that was in the gun from, how to say, factory, which is amazing. Now, back to the slide. As you can see, I'm pushing this very little flex, and that's because all this here, down here, is metal reinforced skeleton, which is brilliant. So you get a really strong rigid. As you can see, your nozzle is nice. There's a 15mm piston head in there. All this blowback housing is full-on milled aluminum, which lightens the slide, yes, but allows it to run and cycle a lot, I would say, more efficiently. And like I say, with the sight at the rear being a longer trough, giving you a better sight picture, you don't really suffer with glare or refraction or anything like that too much, which is really good. So yeah, it's a lovely construction, this gun. It really does, it holds the HK manufacturing name and holds it well, is the best way I would describe it. So once you've got that in there at the front, push forward on that, click it on here. It's just the way it goes. It will not align back in straight away. You can just flick that and then it will do. Okay, we can put the thread protector back on, as we won't be taking that off anytime soon now. And to put it on, you just literally rest it there, slide it across, and then we will hold here. And once we've done that, we can insert. Make sure we do that. Whoop, there it goes. Do this 1, 2, and come on, there it goes. Lines up, clicks in, and so on. And just to make sure, you can lift it on both, and it affects both, as you would say. You can see it moving both. So yeah, so basically, this gun is absolutely phenomenal. It's held me as a primary or as a secondary for the last 4 years. The parts don't break, it just runs. It's like a tank, just like HK guns in real life. This thing will keep chugging along as long as you want it to. And it is just nice. And I do like a full 5.1 inch slide with all the big cuts and that. The serrations feel tactile and right. The reset is nice and audible. So if you click it there you go, a little nice click, and you can pull it back. It's really accurate. I mean, this has had 4 years of polishing in, so it's not as loud and audible as it was when I got it, but it is really good. Now, this isn't the only HK45 I own. As I say, I do own the VFC from 2020, as KWA has now had that license pulled away from them for the 45. It's moved over to VFC, and they've made a few changes for the better or worse. But Tokyo Marui still do what they do good, and they make really awesome guns. With that being said, I've been the middle-aged gamer. You guys are awesome, and if you've got to this part of the video, like I say, please consider subscribing. Just smash that subscribe button and bell icon on that, and leave comments. And if you can love the video with a like, that'd be awesome. Like I say, this journey is going to be amazing, and there's a lot to come. I've got a lot of things to be in the pipeline. Some weapons that have just been released that aren't out officially yet, to some of the weapons that have been out for a while, but people have been like on the fence about, you know. So we're here for a wide variety, as well as, like I say, some of the games. So let me know in the comments if there's a specific gun you want to see, and I'll add it to the list of things to either get and sort out a video for, or if I've got one, I'll make a video quick. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.